What's going on, everyone? Good evening. Welcome back to the channel. This is Real Reds Talk, an authentic football fan channel made in Manchester. And the topics are on your screen, ladies and gentlemen. Manchester United verbally have informed Leipzig they will pay £70 million. How do we all feel about that price? Is it too much? And what do you think of the player? Donnarumma available for £30 million as well. PSG want to cash in before he leaves as a free agent. Could United jump at that opportunity? Lenny Yoro has done an interview, plus we'll do a bit of a review on him as well. And also we're getting some news about Rasmus Hojlund potentially linking back up with Erik ten Hag at Bayer Leverkusen. We've got Adam jumping on with us and Civir. Adam, how are we, my friend?
Doing good. From what I've seen over pre-season, it's a bit more, I suppose, optimism. We're looking more like a kind of team. You have a few patterns there at play that are actually, I don't know, last season, just like I had a bit of PTSD. I didn't know what the plan was, but I can see the plan now. There's a bit of structure behind it. And look, there's a bit more optimism than there was at the end of last season. But we just have to remember we only have, two new players as well. So there's that side of it too. But look, I'm not getting carried away. I'll leave those carried away thoughts for the big season preview. But no, doing good.
Mm-hmm. Good. I don't want to go into the game too much, Jimmy, because me and Shreya's kind of covered it in the afternoon. But did that maybe set people's expectations back a little bit? Because there seemed to be a lot of hype with the Bournemouth performance and the West Ham. And then as it was we saw some bits of what we usually get from last season in the Everton game last night. I don't know if you've watched it or not.
I did.
Yeah, it feels like that level's dropped slightly now, doesn't it, ahead of the start of the Prem?
Yeah, it kind of has. The balloon was kind of burst, watching it. Yeah, already. I mean, because when we watched the other two games against West Ham and Bournemouth, we kind of were, I wouldn't say we're getting carried away, but we were starting to think that there was things had kind of changed significantly. But no, it wasn't a terrible performance. It was just there were just periods of where we looked very vulnerable in the midfield. And this isn't this isn't news for everyone. I mean, everyone is saying it. Everyone who watched it can see it. So it's just a bit of a worry. We looked very vulnerable at times. Stuff like, I'm sure you guys already covered it earlier. You and Shura, so I won't go too much into it. But yes, to answer your question, it didn't fill me with too much confidence. However, let's not forget that preseason, it's highly rotated. To change things, people come in and go. So it's one of those kind of things. But I could just see a really well-drilled team just taking advantage. And that's what kind of just makes me feel a bit, a bit not too confident. But Adam just made a strong point now. It hadn't really occurred to me that we've only just signed 2 players. So it's pretty much like the same team, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just how I felt about the game yesterday.
Well, that kind of ties in, Adam, with the story with Sesko at the minute. Ben Jacobs reported earlier on today that Newcastle are now confident they'll be able to strike an agreement with Leipzig, which obviously isn't an agreement with the player. But in terms of money, the agreement's in place. So Sesko says, yeah, then the deal can be done like that. But Leipzig are also waiting for an offer from United. And then we had Sky Sports News come out, say that Manchester United have verbally informed Leipzig, if an agreement is reached with Benjamin Sesko, we will make an offer of around €80 million, £70 million, 1 billion rupees, call it whatever you want in whatever currency suits you. But call it 70 million quid, roughly. Thoughts on that price? Is that heavy? And do you have PTSD from the Hojlund days?
Well, yeah, when you think about it, okay, it's a young striker, again, kind of not proven. But it's like a bit of a poker game at the moment. Newcastle have come with the first bid, and then they're kind of just waiting, testing the waters. They rejected that bid, didn't they? Newcastle's first one.
I think so, yeah.
I think they rejected that one. And now there's all this kind of talk about us going in now. But will Newcastle kind of go into a bidding war? This is where I thought the perfect deal was there with Hojlund, but Hojlund mustn't want to go there. That's the only thing. But I don't know what he's thinking in terms of if Sesko does come in, his playing time is just going to be non-existent. I think it is, because for me, Xerxes the second. Did you see that comment? Is that what you're looking at?
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah. We Civir, don't look, mate. Just don't look. You don't need to see it because otherwise it'll set you off, and then it'll set me off, and then it'll set Adam off. And I knew it before. When I was speaking, I saw Adam's face just like that, like a kid in a sweet shop, and I thought,
oh no, you have to tell me now. Oh.
Right, so okay, we're gonna go down this path. T2DSO says, "Is there such thing as a verbal erection?" I think I have one at the Sesko news. That's what he said. Did anyone else think it was telling that Hojlund was benched from the starting lineup? I think that was interesting. But I think Amrin was just trying to fluid. I think every word now is just going to get associated with that, innit, that I say. Is that just a straight deal to buy, or does that involve Hojlund in some way? No, it won't be Hojlund. I don't think so. I don't think he'll go to Leipzig, from what I've seen. You can't force a player, can you? If the player doesn't want to go, then. No. You can't shove him in a suitcase and just say, yeah, off your way to Germany, mate. Like, you're going to be a striker over there now. And Sid saying, we still need the right person for the role. One of them will be eventually right. But when you spoke about the game last night, Civir, the midfield and the striker situation, do they need a striker more, or do they need a midfielder more? Because a lot of people after that game, everyone was saying we need to go spend that money on a midfielder, not a striker. If you've got the likes of Cunha and Bumo, etc., etc.
That's a tough one. But like, we've only signed 2 players, so it doesn't have to be either or. I think we need both. And yesterday was
gun to your head. Gun to your head, though. If you had to.
I was trying to cop out of that question, but yeah.
No cop outs on this channel.
Sure, going to my head. Midfielder. But then it's a conundrum because, like, what do you do with Bruno? Say we sign Sesko, like, what happens? Because if we sign Sesko, then how is it going to be with? Are we going to play Mbeumo, Cunha, and Sesko up front? Which means we play Bruno as one of the holding.
Sounds good, though, doesn't it? That front three.
That's not good. Yeah, that sounds good. But then Bruno in the holding, so like, how's that going to work? Are we going to sell him? I don't know. But yeah, to answer your question, I think midfielder.
Can I just say as well, I mentioned it slightly on the afternoon show that we did when we talked about the game. Everyone was absolutely grilling me over Ugarte because before the West Ham game, I was saying I don't believe he's it. I just don't see it. Like, I want to see more from him to be a midfielder at Man United. He had one half-decent performance against West Ham when he was alongside me, and everyone was saying me, like, oh, apologise and fucking all this shit. I was like, mate, he's had one good performance. Like, you can't... And likewise, I'm not just going to base it off last night either, because then I would be a hypocrite. Like, we'll have to wait and see how he kind of develops. But last night, he was shocking. Absolutely shocking. He got pushed off the ball so many times, dispossessed.
Very easy.
On the ball, like times when he went through on goal and he could have just slid a player in and didn't do it. Like, he's still got to do leaps and bounds for me, Ugarte, before I consider him like a top player in that midfield. And I think adding with any of the players in there that you get, there's going to be a fault with either one of them, innit? Because if you go to Casemiro, doesn't really have that athleticism, but then on the ball he's a little bit better maybe. If you go to Bruno Fernandes, a little bit lightweight, he's not a great ball carrier. Like, there's issues everywhere, isn't there? So with that in mind, expand on that. Please feel free to do that as well. But yeah, the striker midfielder, how are you seeing that in a minute?
It's a bit of a weird one because, like, one of the reasons I think we lost so many games last season, our defence is fine. I think we're in agreement with that. Like, the centre backs that we have, we're okay. The reason for me was we weren't scoring enough goals. And that's why my priority will be a striker. Yeah. I've seen it. Like, I know midfield, like, people walk through it. You have a good defence. So as I put the order in it, I put it striker, goalkeeper, and then midfielder. Like, just because I think the goalkeeper, that needs to be sorted. Like, because that's probably the weakest position for me in the team right now. And you have to go by the worst. And obviously we have no striker other than Xerxes, but I don't think Xerxes is a starting striker. I think he'll do well next season, but I think you need a number one. And I think Sesko is that sort of player now that we're going to spend big money in. There's a little bit of PTSD, as you said, about maybe the Hojlund deal, but he seems like a different kind of breed of striker. He has almost everything. He does. He's tall, he's good in the air, he's strong, he's a good volley on him too. I think the last time I was on, I kind of compared him to a little bit of Zlatan, maybe without the flair in a way.
Haaland,
yeah,
like, he's
that sort of striker. And it's difficult to get a striker like that, especially like in the last couple of years. Like, they pop up every now and then, but like I'm just thinking, who would be that person to sort that midfield? Like, who could we possibly get? Who's on the market? How much are we willing to spend on that? So, like, there's no names that come screaming out for me right now. That's, oh, we need to get him. We need to get him. Like, Sesko right now is that striker. Okay, we need to get him. I think the goalkeeper, we're going to touch on in a bit. Like, if the rumors are right, go get him. That's what has to happen. There's nobody in midfield that I can think of. Okay, who do we get? And like, I know we're Man United in that, but we can also kind of do what Real Madrid do. They're thinking 2-3 years down the line. Okay, that's our guy. That's our guy. It gives us time to kind of assess and get the right person then. So I think we need to do that. And we don't know right now who the best midfielder to get is.
Yeah.
So for me, striker, goalkeeper.
It feels like United are turning into Blackpool a little bit. Like, everything's really nice at the front, but if you actually go beyond that and look like behind it, it's just an utter shithole. I don't get if anyone will kind of get that reference, but everything will be great. Like, you got a good striker, your tens are good. The midfield, I'm looking at it now, I'm like, I don't know if there is one available who you can go and get, who, like, unless you're spending a lot of money. The names that have been mentioned, Chivy, your Adam Whartons and your Beliebers, but do you have a specific quality that you want from a midfielder when you watch others around Europe, just for our specific system, for example?
Yeah. First of all, the reason why the midfield is such a problem is the way we set up. Like, it's going to be hard to get someone to come in and just just change everything. Like, it's going to be really hard because we're just always overwhelmed and we're always outnumbered in the midfield, and it's just because of the way we set up. What we need is just someone who keeps it simple. This is why I like players like Collier, James Garner. I know I get grief for it, but then in that midfield, I love the way the transition has changed. Like, we're moving the ball quicker through the midfield, and all you need is just someone who just moves the ball on, that doesn't dilly-dally, just get the ball, move it on, sort of thing. Good IQ, scans, all that kind of stuff. A lazy option would be Hojlund, or I don't know how to pronounce it. The guy from Sporting.
Hojlund.
Hojlund. Yeah, that guy. That's the lazy option for me because he kind of fits that mold. Apparently, I don't really know too much about him, but apparently he fits that mold. He's got energy, tackling, and all that kind of stuff. He's played in systems, so he'll kind of understand, what to do. So for me, that'll just be the person who just listen. You've played here before. You know the guy. And you're active, and I think he's the only one, because I really don't know anyone who can really come and do this thing. Like, people are really going off on Carlos Baleba, and he's a really, really good player. But once he takes the ball, once he does that carrying stuff, like, who's going to be left behind? Like, there's just going to be massive holes. So, the midfield thing, it will sort itself out at some point. Because I really don't have any options. But then Adam also made a really good point, and it really didn't click until yesterday, and I'm sure we'll get onto it. But the goalkeeper, like...
Oh, we can get onto it now. We might as well. Give me the perfect segue.
Mate, that's a serious issue. Like, yesterday I was like, how bad...
Altai, mate.
How bad is Tom Heaton? Like, obviously, he can't be worse.
He's better. He is better than Altai.
He can't be worse than that guy. Like, and I've given Altai, like, I've given him like grace a few times, especially when we're talking here. I'm like, nah, let's use him. But nah, he looked listed. Yeah. Tom Heaton can't be that bad, honestly.
That's what, when I look at Altai, he looks like a kid being told off by a teacher when he's on the pitch. Like, bottom lip going a little bit, he's a little bit like too shaky, and you think, like, if we're watching it and we're getting nervous, it's the same kind of analogy we use with Onana. What are the players fucking thinking? I can't give it back to him. He's treating the ball like a hot fucking potato. Like, he's making me nervous.
That's what I was saying to you. Like, yeah, I will break the wage thing just for Donnarumma, honestly.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, let me read out the article, and then I'll let you expand, just for context for people who are watching. Yeah. So this came out from Ben Jacobs that PSG value Donnarumma in excess of £30 million. His content stayed at PSG for the final year of his contract, but the club preferred to sell him right now because they don't want to lose out on any money. So that's reports that's coming in. Sorry, Xavi, go on.
Yeah, I'll just very quickly. I was just going to say, like, I wouldn't mind. I know they've put like a limit to like 300k here. So I don't know what the limit is, but I'll pay him the highest. I'll make him the highest bidder to come to United, honestly, because I think he's worth it. Yeah,
that surprises me with you because you're not usually like that.
Nah, but for Donnarumma, bro, I would do it.
Yeah,
100%. I'd do it for him. And if it's like a 3-year deal, that sort of thing. If if it doesn't work out after 3 years, fine, we'll bite the bullet and sell him or whatever. But for him, he'll make such a massive difference.
Absolutely agree. Yeah, I think for that price, you've got to take a punt at that, surely.
Oh, you do. Like at that point, there was a couple of maybe a month or two ago, I was willing to get Emi Martinez, and for that price, and now you're looking at probably for me the best goalkeeper in the world.
The best.
Right now. Yeah, he is the best. I think he's the best, hands down. Yeah, like
I think he's one of them. I don't know if I'd categorically outright say he is the best. But I think he's in that pool. The
season that just happened, I put him as the number one for the last year.
Yeah, probably.
I know people bring Alisson, Courtois. Not last. I know he had a bit of a more difficult season there, but what do you call it? He was kind of the number one for a while. But I think Donnarumma has kind of overtaken him in a bit for the last year. But to get someone that good, ready-made, you know he's going to be good. Like there's no risk, I think, with that. Like, okay, you're paying a bit less. You're getting an absolute world-class goalkeeper. That's where I think we need to actually pay the wage. And then you have to remember, like, what does the contracts go up? 25%, is it? Like, if they get Champions League qualification then. So, like, there's an incentive there that he is going to earn more, but obviously we're going to generate more as well. I think you're sorted right at the back. Like, midfield,
big presence as well, innit? You know, them big keepers that like Van der Sar.
There's not many of them now. There's not many of these tall kind of goalkeepers that that can collect the ball, and he's the obvious choice. He's a player that's played at some big clubs as well. He's full of experience, and is he only 26 or something like that?
He's 26 years old. Which 26? You're basically 21, innit? Really?
Yeah. Well, he was 17 when he started. Like he
played for Milan.
For Milan, number one
with some killers as defenders.
Yeah, great. It's crazy to think that the amount of experience he has, and I also think he's a bit of a leader too, as well. And he is a little bit of a shit stirrer as well, which I kind of like as well, especially from a goalkeeper. So I think he brings a lot. You're guaranteeing a world-class player there. And at this point, we were for so long with De Gea as well, but De Gea had clangers in him. Onana has had a loss. People are saying we need a ball-playing goalkeeper. At this point, I just need a goalkeeper that can save a shot, not parry it out
and not make mistakes. Did that last night. Parried it straight into the path, into a dive.
Multiple times.
And I'm like, are these keepers not learning anything? Do they not watch analysis? Do they not like? It's simple.
Multiple coaches as well.
Yeah,
like it's not just
wide. That's goalkeeper in like 101. Do you know
101.
What I mean?
The first thing you do, get the ball away.
Bizarre.
Like I don't know, they're pushing it straight out. They're meant to be curving their hands and pushing it away.
Mate.
But with Donnarumma, you have the ready-made thing. You know he's going to be a success once he comes in. I don't think it's a risk. And then for such little money, like how much did Chelsea pay for Kepa? It was 70. Yeah. Liverpool paid roughly that for Alisson.
Yeah.
And you're looking at a 26-year-old, 26. And then how much was David Raya as well? Was he about that 30 mil?
Something like that. But you think like if you can get so Onana, the price that's being quoted, we bought him for 45, I think it was. We could probably get at least 25, 30 million for him now. In a dream world, you would obviously sell him and just bring in Donnarumma. Like even if there was a slight bump on the wages, it's not the end of the world. Things on 200,000 a week at at PSG. And it's not, you can't demand a massive wage because you're not technically you're not a free agent in a minute. You're still contracted to a club. Yeah. So you could offer him a bit higher than that maybe, and I think he would be genuinely worth the difference. I know there would be split opinions on that, but he's so secure in net. And if you look at the Champions League campaign that's just gone, he's a massive commanding figure. Like he's a personality. When you go into games, you look at him, you think, fucking hell, like he's a giant in net. Who's another problem to get past.
And it gets in your head. It does. Well. It gets in your head as well when you see someone like that tall, especially like on penalties, everything like that. Like he's the ready-made for me. Again, right now, best in the world. And for that money, like we're just lucky in a sense. I don't think some of the top teams, like big clubs right now, they don't need a goalkeeper right now, I don't think. So this is our opportunity. Like,
This is
I
an
don't know.
opportunity, yeah.
Yeah, it's a really, really good opportunity. And I don't know why someone like, Bayern Munich aren't in. Like, I know Neuer's getting a bit older and that, but he'd be the perfect replacement, he would. But hopefully I'm not giving Bayern Munich any ideas. But like for me, it's the best opportunity right now. You have to be smart. And you can't be kind of, thinking in the back of your head, oh, maybe we'll wait till next year because someone else is going to need a goalkeeper. Some other big team is going to need a goalkeeper. So get him right now. I don't care. We paid what? Is it 60 million for Mason Mount in his last year? And then you're going to get 30 million for a guaranteed world-class player who's going to start every game. Doesn't have a bad injury record. Go out all out. I don't care. Break the wage structure for the guy.
We paid Mason Mount more than him. Like, it doesn't Mason Mount like
270. 270 grand a week, Mason Mount. So.
Oh.
But that's Murta, isn't it? That's Murta, that's Arnold. This is what these guys.
Still
This is what
the
they do.
effects.
This is what he does. So. Right, let me get into the comments because there's loads of people in the chat. So please do like the video for us and subscribe to the channel. What sub count we on at the minute? 21,741 subscribers. So yeah, please do keep hitting that subscribe button and supporting the channel. Really, really appreciate it. More and more people getting in the chat now. So, sorry, let me just scroll because it's view. DJ Savage is not going to lie. I don't hate the idea of having all three strikers, but we need a midfielder more. So if Amorim wants to bring in his general, then let him. I think he's referring to Hojlund. He was on about before. Sid saying, I think Ugarte looks worse this preseason than last year. It's not a bad shout, is it? It's not a bad shout. I just want to see progression. I want to see improvement. I don't see it at the minute. Same thing with...
And he's worked under Amorim as well.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, Debassi says these players can press high, but when someone presses high on them, it takes them out of the comfort zone and makes mistakes under pressure. T2 saying Bayern Day also has the worst bumfluff beard. Shave it off, man. Just for that alone, you should tell him. It's bad. It is. It's quite bad.
It's embarrassing.
Yeah. It's the best way to put it.
And isn't he Turkish?
Turkish.
Don't they do all like the hair transplant?
Should have been the red flag instantly. If you're buying a player and you look at him, you look at his beard and it's half done, that should already tell you like the guy can't shave. What use is he in there?
Can't shave, he can't save.
Yeah, well there you go. Marketing genius right there. Sports Team Acunion saying just like we did with Romero when he got us in the Europa League. So many comments. Don't think this is another Ramos as PSG are buying another goalkeeper. His save percentage isn't great. Are you on about Donnarumma? Nah, mate, I have no slander on Donnarumma. I think he's an unbelievable goalkeeper from what I've watched. The eye test says it all. And anytime I've watched him, he's been incredible.
Like Ramos is what Ramos done to us.
Maybe. Yeah, he might be doing. My bad.
But they spent a lot of money, didn't they, on this other goalkeeper? Was it from Lens?
Yeah, it's Chivir. It's supposed to be like the next big thing in it. I think it's Chivir saying in France.
So they don't want to spend all that money and then just let him sit in the bench. I don't think it's a case of that. I think they will sell.
Yeah. Interesting. Let us know if you speak. People who are just joining the chat, let us know about Donnarumma, if you would take him or not. I put a poll at the start of the show which had 57 votes. Is £70 million too much for Benjamin Sesko? People are voting on it now as soon as I mention it. That always happens. That 57% says no and 44% says yeah. So again, people quite split on that. And I understand it. It is a lot of money. Everyone knows my thoughts on Sesko, so I'm not going to go into it too much. We're going to
I think 70 million. 70 million would be worth him scoring against Arsenal on the opening day of the season.
Mate, that derby, Gyökeres, Sesko, Arsenal, United. If it wasn't already tense going into that game as it was anyway.
Yeah.
But we're talking about midfield, and I think that actually highlights it perfectly because we're going into that game. Arsenal's midfield, Zubimendi, Declan Rice, Ødegaard. Now, that is where we're going to get outplayed. Simple as that. When they get in the middle, Declan Rice, great ball carrier, athletic, can go box to box. Zubimendi, dictate the game, control the tempo, more of a kind of regista type. Ødegaard will drop in, little pockets everywhere, and he's like the creative flair. They've got a perfectly balanced midfield. And I'm telling you, right now, prediction, not a spoiler. No, a spoiler, not a prediction, the other way around. I think that midfield is going to absolutely run us at Old Trafford, genuinely.
Let's just hope we don't get Eze first start of the season.
Oh, mate.
They do get Eze. That's the problem. That's a real problem. Real.
Yeah, because you think, oh, right, we've locked off these players. He's just a jack in the box, mate, who can float about as well and just cause problems. Eze, Saka, Gyökeres, Erdogan. Oh, mate. No, thank you. No, thank you. But yeah, we'll save that for the big season preview. Do you boys know if it's true or not? Club next season want people to pay £4,000 up front for their seat for the next 15 years. I have heard rumours about that, yeah. I can't categorically say whether it's true or not, but I've definitely seen stuff about that. And also more corporate seats at Old Trafford as well, which they're kind of charging more money for. Doing similar to what Chelsea did. I mean, they had a seat that was like 15 quid a game back in the day, and they changed that seat and put it to like £8,000. Just to sit there as like an exec thing. It's just, yeah, the way football's going at the minute. Anthony Buckley saying, yeah, it's too much, but we need to pay it anyway. Get the striker sorted, then move on to the keeper. And Robert saying no offer has been made. If you read the title, Robert, it will say verbal offer, and that's coming from Sky Sports in Germany. So take that and do whatever you want with it. Lenny Yoro, lads, has been speaking in an interview. He's been saying, I know there's a lot of people that want us to fail. We know that, but there's a lot of people that want us to do great things. We don't care what they say outside, the media and everyone. It's all just noise. I think what they did last season was a mistake for us. When you're United, you cannot be in this position. The fans know it. Everyone know it. We understand this. This season will be different. It'll be like revenge from last season. Now, Adam, these quotes sometimes come back and bite you on the ass when you talk about revenge and all that kind of stuff we've seen it before. But one thing I really, really love about Lenny Yoro is his temperament and the fact that he plays like an experienced player. How impressed have you been with him since he signed?
I genuinely can't remember other than maybe one bad half against Southampton.
Yeah,
that's it. Yeah, that was the one bad performance. Everything else, he's been quite consistent. Like, if he hasn't had a really, really good game, he's had an all right game. I can't think of him doing really a mistake as well. Making much mistakes, especially for a young centre half coming in and starting the amount of games that he did. He, as you pointed out there, he looks like he's already that kind of made player, and like the sky is the limit with the lad. He's fast. He has everything you want, and I think he has that position locked in. That's his position, the right
100%
kind of centre back. He's perfect for it. He's tall. He's fast. He's good in the ball as well. Like, you can't fault the lad. What does he not have?
Yeah.
Like, especially at his age, and he's only going to get better. He doesn't even have that kind of like, some people might see it as like you should have a bit of anger. He doesn't seem that he has much anger. He seems quite cool-headed. So, like, it's not a case like, you ever fear he's going to get a red card. I haven't had that feeling once with him as well. He's just so mature, he is. He looks like he will be a great centre-half during prime Milan. He feels that calm, actually, at the back. And I think he's just unlucky, like, that he's come in probably for our worst season. He did, and hopefully it's not like, hopefully it's not a case of, I regret this. But no, he looks like the ready-made talent, and I haven't been quite confident with us paying a good amount on a player, particularly a young one, and then to actually work out like that. I don't question it. I think he's worth every penny. And like, there's a reason Madrid were in for him. They didn't want to pay what they didn't. Okay, whatever. But we got the player, and I'm glad we did, because he'd be starting for Real Madrid. He will be. He's that good.
Yeah, I agree. What would you rate his time so far, Chivy, since he's came in? What would your kind of analysis be on him?
Like 80%. I think he's been so good, and this is what I like with certain players. Like, he hasn't made any statements until I like people who walk the walk and then talk the talk. Like, do you remember when Onana was talking?
Talks way too much.
Yeah, Onana making statements. I remember Anthony making some statements. You should walk the walk and then talk the talk. Like, now people will listen, and I just love what I'm hearing from this guy. Like, he's so mature for his age, and it shows on the pitch as well. He doesn't make rash decisions. He doesn't play like, he's a youngster coming through. He plays like he's like a ready-made product. He fits in just well. He's probably our most informed defender at the moment. Like, probably, I think. Actually, he's one of our best players right now at the moment as performances go. So, Yeah, sky's the limit, man. And ever since that thing happened to him at Southampton, he's just progressed gradually, and it's like a small progression going forward. And like Adam said, like he, even if he's not putting in like a world class performance, he's all right, you know.
Yeah.
And it's one of them ones. Like I'm so happy we got him, honestly, because I can see a situation where he plays really well, and then Real Madrid might come back for him in like a year or two, and then we can build him like 100 if we're going to sell.
Yeah. I think so. It's a win-win either way, in it. Like whether you're looking at it from a financial perspective, hopefully not. I'd much rather keep him at the club and just because that. If you look at that spot, if he, kind of touch wood, stays fit, doesn't pick up any like giant injuries or anything like he did in pre-season, if he stays like that now, that position is his for foreseeable. Genuinely, you always want competition. You always want people kind of pushing a place, but everything I've seen from him at the minute, I mean, Nath just put in the chat, he's a Ferdinand clone. Yeah, he's got the pace about him. 1v1, he can keep up with a majority of players. He's so comfortable on the ball. Yeah. I think a lot of stuff you see in Ruben Amorim's system are those bounce passes. Where you drill it into the middle, they kind of tee it off, and then they'll switch play. That, you see a lot of patterns in our thing, and he's so good at that, whether it's like just breaking the lines or keeping it simple at the back and pushing forward. Even when he plays at left-sided centre-half, you saw in Europe last season, he would just drive into space and he'd create like opportunities on his own. Like he's such a modern-day centre-back. Yeah. I can't compliment him highly enough. I think he's been so fucking good.
Let's not forget that some of our most experienced centre-backs suffered in this system. Like we've seen Lisandro suffer. Yeah. We've seen Maguire suffer in this system. Like the way he's taken to it, like it's not easy for a player so young to adapt to a very difficult system the way we're playing, especially in a league where the intensity is like, it's over the top. Like it's very, very intense. And to keep your composure and be able to hold on your position that way, like it's very commendable.
Yeah. Good thing is as well, Adam, is he's young as well, so you can mold him. It's not like you brought in a 29-year-old or 30-year-old centre back or anything. No. It's like right, you can literally that right-sided channel now is just his on lockdown for however long you want it.
However long, no matter how long he's here. Like and as you pointed out with the competition, it's only going to push him to do more because he's obviously going to want to start every game. But he's perfect for that position. That's like and you've heard, I think was it near the end of last season, like I think Ruben Amorim kind of spoke very highly of him as well.
Yeah.
So like he sees him there, like if he's fit, that's his position. And I know we're only going to be playing mainly one game a week anyway, so every week put him there.
You can only imagine what he'd be doing now if he did go to Madrid and he was in Xavi Alonso's system as that right-sided centre-half. Like, the way people would be talking about him and stuff, it'd be a lot different. Obviously, he's at United and the spotlight's on him, but we're in a bit of a more difficult situation in Madrid at the moment. I just think, I think it's super, super talented and buzzing we've got him. And if we can get more gems like that in other positions, if you can find a Lenny Yoro caliber in midfield who we can build with for like the next 5 years and then bringing a bit of experience alongside that, then happy days. The last story I want to discuss, lads, is on a young player, not so much a young talent, but Bayer Leverkusen are interested in signing Rasmus Hojlund. There's been a couple of clubs who have been linked with him, especially in Germany. Eric Ten Hag wants to make him a cornerstone of his new attacking setup in Germany, having lost, I think they've lost about 5 players in the summer so far. Leipzig, they've been properly dismantled, as well as many other teams. With Rasmus right now, he's trying hard. He's doing what he can. But someone mentioned before in the chat, not starting the game. Do we think that's significant, or we just think that's maybe us trying an experiment?
I think he's trying something. I think he was like you looked at the team. Who was it in the end that actually played through the middle?
So it's Cunha and I don't know. It was very fluid.
They kept
interchanging. It was.
Yeah. And Bruno would go in there, Cunha start, and then Bruno drifted. It was just
I think it was a case of the manager just wanted to experiment with something different in that game.
Yeah.
And like he has the opportunity to do that. Like we've already technically won that. What was it? The Premier League
Summer Series.
Summer Series. I was going to say Summer Slam.
Yeah.
But
who cares about a Premier League, mate? No one's asked about Premier League. With the Summer Series is where it's at.
But I can guess whoever won that got a prize, some form of prize money anyway. Like we had already won, so the manager was just kind of like a case of okay, just try something new. So I don't think there's anything really in that because we saw that he played the game before, didn't he? And that against West Ham he was starting. So like I don't think there's really anything in that. And then is Ten Hag, I know there's all the talks about it, but Ten Hag knows the sort of player he is. He's willing to pay that money. They have the money. Like they can, I don't know what it is. It seems to be with these German clubs, they say we don't have money. Dortmund, as they're sitting on, like, you know,
mate, they all plead poverty.
They play poverty the whole time to do. And then they're like, what was the name of that duck who used to jump into the pool full of gold coins?
A duck who used to jump into
you know the cartoon
gold coins. Duck.
Not Donald Duck. It was not Daffy Duck. No.
Right, this
Scrooge
is like
McDuck.
Scrooge McDuck. Right.
Scrooge McDuck. They're like Scrooge McDuck. They're there. No, we have nothing. And then there's just like this pool of gold behind them.
Yeah, they just sold Bellingham for 100 million, and that season he was like, "Oh, we've got no money." Like, mate, you know it's in the news, don't you? Like, it's in the public eye. We know you've got money.
Exactly. So the amount they've got for Wirtz and what was the name of the fullback again? Frimpong as well.
Yeah,
like they have money. Rinse them. I don't care. This manager fucking rinsed us for the 2 years.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Try and get something back. Like, but I'd be willing to just let him go if we get Sesko. You can get a bit of money there as well for Hojlund. I just don't want it to be. We seem to only give out loan deals. We can't get rid of players. We need to start getting players off the books. That's the next thing.
Agreed. Do you see him doing well in Germany, Civir? And if not, are you ready for another season with Rasmus as up top?
Yeah, no, I think he'll do really well in Germany. Hojlund isn't a terrible player. It's just he just doesn't fit our system. He has a really bad touch, and the way we play, we need
awful touch.
Awful touch, and he can't cut it in our system. Like if he went somewhere that played like direct football where he didn't really need to do too much, all that kind of stuff, I think he'll play really well. We've seen him. I mean, the first season he did well. He was like the highest goal scorer in the Champions League until we got knocked out. Like he had some really good moments with us. He showed composure in front of goal a few times in his first season. But as soon as we changed things around, this is when we started to see, like, you know, when we're not playing to strong points and we start to see like the deficiencies in this game. And I don't think it's that terrible. It's just a bit underwhelming hearing that the interest is from Germany because, like, you guys, like, they don't pay me. Those guys don't pay me. They would offer, like, I don't know, 21 million euros.
They're the definition of like sliding coins across the table and just being like,
they just don't. And they get money. Bayern just pays everybody for their top players, and then they just pretend they don't have anything, you know. But then I think I won't be mad if we keep him alongside Sesko, you know, for options. Because if, let's say, Sesko gets injured or Xerxes gets injured, then we just have the one, you know.
Yeah.
So I won't be surprised. I won't be mad. You know, if he comes and does 10 minutes here, 5 minutes there, like, I mean, but and I think I don't want us to sell him for cheap. Like, let's just try and make some money for once. Like, look at the business Liverpool are doing. Look at the business Chelsea are doing, selling off their players. Chelsea sold Madueke for 55. Just see how much money they're going to get for the rest of all the other players that they're letting go, like Jackson and the rest of them.
João Felix, they got 40-odd million for.
Why can't we do that? Like, we should be able to do that for, you know, a decent amount. So yeah, I mean, if the money is good, cool. But then I won't sell him for anything less than that.
Yeah.
35.
Especially loan as well. It's kind of like, what's the point in loaning him out? Do you know what I mean? You need depth in that striker position anyway, for me personally. Unless it's going to be like you loan him to Leipzig as a softener for like Sesko, and maybe something like that would be okay. But to me, I've just lost all faith in him completely as a player. Like, I think his confidence is shattered. Just for him, just for the fans, just for the club. I just think it'd be better if he went somewhere else in Italy or back to Italy or Germany and just kind of started his career again there. Because clearly, coming to United, and you can only imagine at the age he's at, being said, right, you're the main guy for United in our worst season ever, and it's going to be this huge expectation level. I can imagine being up at night thinking, fucking hell, got Liverpool
seems
tomorrow.
To be a thing,
you know what I mean?
It seems to be a thing with United that we have to hold on to these players. We have to try and rekindle whatever form they have. Why can't we start letting them go? We need to be ruthless, and I think Omar Barada has mentioned that. That if a player isn't working out in a season or two, let them go. Sure, look what's happening with Man City with that Spanish midfielder that they brought in. Was it in January, only 6 months ago?
Yeah.
Is he going out on loan now? That was the rumours I think they were flying around.
Oh, the one from Porto, Nico Gonzalez, you're on about.
Yeah, he's gone. He's not working out. Let him go. Like, I know it's loaning out in that case, but it'll be a sale eventually. It will be, and they'll get money for that. They will. Like, we need to be ruthless, and like, this is a player who hasn't really cut it, like, at all. Like, okay, he had spells, he did, but I remember, was it in his first season as well in the league? He didn't get a goal till December. It was a Boxing Day, I think.
Yeah.
And do you know what?
You
well,
have to let them go.
With Man City, they spend massive fortunes on players and then get rid, and no one bats an eyelid. With United, obviously, it's huge, mega news, but I mean, they spent 50 million on Kelvin Phillips, and that just kind of drifted away. Do you know what I'm saying?
Grealish 100 million.
Yeah, Grealish 100 million, but Grealish, at least like in a treble season, he was decent for him. Do you know what I mean? Like, you've got something back from it, maybe. Kelvin Phillips, 50 million quid. You're like, fucking hell. And there's other ones like that at City as well, where they spent shitloads of money and it's just kind of gone, didn't work
Remember
out
Bravo?
too much.
They spent money on Bravo.
Claudio Bravo. Yeah, we all remember that one as well. So, yeah. Look, each club has their own problems, I suppose. We don't need to be thinking about City in a minute or any other clubs. We need to get back on track, personally. But look, yeah, pre-season's nearly over. We've got Fiorentina coming up shortly. I think we play them on, is it next Thursday or something? I don't know, I'm losing track of days. But the Premier League season actually kicks off in 2 weeks as well. So only one more game, and then it's back on that roller coaster again and see what United have got in store for us. Well,
will we have anyone
unfortunately,
before then?
Well, obviously, we've already... Mbumo Cunha through the door. Sesko, I think, will take a while, personally. And there's nothing like to read off or go, that's just an internal thing. I just think it'll take a good few weeks. Because I think United, behind the scenes at the minute now, we're just trying to fucking... They're getting the Sports Direct cups and emptying the pots and just trying to find all the money that they can to get this deal together. So, yeah, I think that will take a little bit of a while. But, yeah, we'll do the big season preview soon as well. I think Shreyas is going on holiday next week. So we'll try to figure something out if we can. We always do it every year. So we'll get as many on and go through all the kind of predictions, top 4, top scorer and all that kind of stuff. But, yeah, appreciate you, Adam. Appreciate you, Xavi, coming on with us today and spending time talking about the club that you've loved so much, Manchester United. I know it can be painful. Appreciate everyone in the chat as well. There's been so many of you. The numbers have been absolutely mad. So, yeah, genuinely appreciate all the support. Please do subscribe to the channel, like the video. Apologies about couldn't read out all the comments. But, yeah, we'll be back live again tomorrow in the afternoon. We'll see you shortly.